In this video, we're going to break down the film of Darius Acuff Jr. This is a look inside a live recording within my program with players in my program. As players, you're going to learn how to see the game the same way Darius Acuff Jr. sees the game. And as parents, you're going to learn the ways that professional basketball players see and think about the game in a way that potentially your son or daughter's trainer doesn't. For those of you who don't know, my name is Trey Mourning. I'm a former professional basketball player, both here in the States and overseas, and I run a program called Coach Comma. What we do at Coach Comma, we work with the families of elite youth basketball players here in the United States. We help the parents cut through the noise and politics of elite AAU basketball and elite high school basketball. And we help the players become more confident and decisive across the board, helping them see the game as professionals opposed to some of their high school teammates who only see the game at a very low level. Now, this program is for serious elite youth basketball families. And one of the things that I do constantly is we break down film at a very high level. I've been fortunate enough to grow up around some of the best players in the world. My father played 16 years in the NBA, had a very successful NBA career. His name is Alonzo Mourning. And during that time, I had a front row seat, not just to how he was able to achieve success, but how he was able to maintain success through some ups and some really low downs, like coming back from a kidney transplant to win an NBA championship. Now, the mind is probably the most important thing that players at a top level need to develop in order not just to have a successful career, but a long career. The average NBA career is about 3 to 4 years. My father played 16 years. I played 3 to 4 years all around the world, played over in Russia, New Zealand most recently. I was in NBA training camp with the Houston Rockets, and I was the vice president of the NBA G League Players Union when I was playing with the Miami Heat's affiliate, the Sioux Falls Skyforce. Now within Coach Comma, the program we run is called the Varsity Performance System, and we work with over 50 plus families over the span of about 18, 19 months and seen some amazing results. Now, in my most recent season playing professionally, I was fortunate enough to go from averaging about 5 points and 4 rebounds to 20 points and 9 rebounds. And a large part of that was a result of the mindset shifts that I went through on the court. I'm a big believer that when you start to see things differently, different things start to happen. It's really about perspective at the end of the day. And once your perspective shifts and you have that click, things are going to open up for you in a way that you never saw before. This is the same change that I help the players in our program achieve, and the same change that I help you all as parents achieve. If you happen to be a parent, I'm speaking to you. Now, for you parents on this channel, I give you a free resource in every single video. If you click the link below, I'm going to give you the free post-game car ride framework. Now, I know a lot of times at these AAU tournaments and even high school tournaments, it could get really frustrating for your player. Maybe they don't get the minutes that they want. Maybe they're dealing with some of the drama and politics that they may confront in the top shoe league circuits, Nike, Adidas, Puma, whatever it is. Or maybe it's just an issue with their high school team and playing time and some issues with the coach. Whatever your son or daughter may be pissed about in the moment, it's important for you all as a parent to be equipped with the right tools to be able to walk them through at the appropriate time what it is that they're facing and what it is that they're feeling. So just go ahead and click the link below, type in your email and first name, and I'll go ahead and send you that free resource. I really don't ask anything from you. I really want to give you as much value as possible. Once you send over that information, every single week, I send out some newsletters. This is really to give you a glimpse of some of the concepts that I've been mulling over in the past week or so with the families that I speak to on a regular basis in the community, or just things that I'm seeing across the basketball landscape. Now on Fridays, I send out another newsletter for you all as parents to equip your players with. It's really concepts for the players to understand how to navigate and move through their next tournament that weekend. Some concepts, some tips and tricks that I want you all to be thinking about so you can get the most out of that weekend and, God willing, get you on a path or get you closer to your dreams and goals of playing high level Division I or potentially even Division III college basketball and hopefully beyond. Now about the film, that wasn't just Darius Acuff's physical gifts that got him drafted number 7 overall in this past year's NBA draft. It was his mind and his pace and the way he views the game. Now let's get to the Darius Acuff breakdown. So in this play right here, first play of the game, he's telling his guy to set a pin down. He pops back. This is a dribble handoff. When this pin down happened, if we look at this, let's go back even more. This guy back cuts right here. When he back cuts, I think this is a great call. Coaches will more than likely look at how other teams are going to play a certain action. Like, okay, let's see what happens when he back cuts, right? Now, he back cuts. This isn't his help. This is this guy's help at the rim, because he's the far guy in the corner. Since this guy helps off, it's going to create a bigger advantage for this step-up screen right here. It's really just a pitch back. He snaps and chases. Acuff throws it. He passes it back. And then now this guy's in a deep, deep, deep drop as this guy's all the way up here and he has an advantage. The switch is already on, right? And he's in a drop coverage. First thing that a point guard is going to look when they come off of a drop coverage like this, am I open? If he's open, cool, that's my shot. Quick pull up, bucket. Look at the spacing. Everybody's out on the perimeter. This is professional level stuff. Misses a shot. They get a rebound. Acuff gets it. He pushes it. So I was mentioning this to you earlier, Isaac. Look how Acuff scans. See how he scans? You see he just scanned?
One from the right corner to the left one.
No, not even scanning in terms of like his vision, right? So like if we see, you see how he gets the rebound and he's looking who's in front of him. He's not just going downhill. Remember that video I told you about, like with you, like you just went downhill?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So he doesn't just go downhill, he scans. Look, he looked over his shoulder, he's scanning. Now he's like, okay, now I can attack and go downhill because it's one-on-one. But if it was 1-on-5, he's probably not going to make that same read. Same thing here, he's pushing down the court, he's looking around, he's seeing what the options are. His head is up the whole entire time. He's looking people off, and then he just takes it down the court because nobody eventually stops him. I'm a big believer that if nobody stops you, you keep going. Nobody stop. Look, nobody this whole entire time nobody steps up. He's running, but this isn't a full-out sprint. He's, okay, what's going on? What's going on? All right, nobody's going to stop me. Then you engage and you go in for the layup. Same thing right here. He's ready to shoot the gap, playing good defense. He flights over the top, gets back in front. He's holding on a little bit, but solid defense. Gets a good block, then he leaks out. Okay, chest screen over the top. Not really a chest screen. This is just a guy going to the far corner. This is a Spain action. It looks like a Spain action. No, it's not. So a Spain action, what that is, if this guy were to set a screen on the ball, he eventually gets screened as he runs to the rim. That's why I thought it was a Spain action, because they're both set up in a stack high. Acuff just goes ISO in this situation right here. 14 seconds on the clock. He's seeing what's going to happen. He's pushing them off, actually. He's pushing people down. He sees something
like to get him into the play or just to make room for the ISO?
To make room for the ISO.
Oh, okay.
He sees something we don't see. Because now let's look back at the previous play. So this guy is guarding Acuff. This is number 1. Let's see another time where number 1 was guarding Acuff. All right. No, he wasn't. He wasn't in the first play. Maybe he just knows something we don't in the scouting report. So potentially, this is another key right here. This is towards the end of the season. There's probably like, I don't know, there are 10 games left in the season, 10 to 12 games left in the season, which means Alabama probably played Arkansas the first time at home. Potentially, right? We may be wrong, but they could have potentially played them before, and maybe Acuff knows about number 1 from the scouting report, and he's like, okay, anytime number 1 is guarding me, he's not used to being here. Look, as soon as he sees him, he pushes him away. He's like, no, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Just goes and gets a bucket. Look how he holds his spot the whole entire time. He doesn't crash in. There's some times like where you shouldn't crash in. See how he's ready to get back? It's something I've talked to you about before. Granted, I think number 1 shot that shot. Did number 1 shoot it? So number 1 usually is the one who's going to get back. Potentially he could be the one who gets back. No, he should. He should, in my opinion. He should, in this situation, he should get back. Because you got 3 guys crashing. You got 1, 2, and 3. Acuff and this guy are going to get back. So the transition, there's no transition mismatch on defense. The easiest time for a 3-pointer is when? After what?
The rebound.
After an offensive rebound.
Oh, well, yeah.
After an offensive rebound. This is called tracking. In the NBA, they call this tracking. I know in the Heat organization, they call it tracking. So if a rebound is gotten, chances are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in white are going to be crashing. very rare that you're going to have on the defensive rebound people leaking out, right? Sometimes you'll have it, sometimes you won't. But in this situation, they all crash. They're all inside the 3-point line, which makes it easier to track and find a catch and shoot player. When I think I was in summer league with Duncan Robinson, and we worked on this quite a bit. Like, we were told any single time, and Duncan is one of the best shooters in the NBA. Any single time we get an offensive rebound, just get you an assist. Find Duncan. Find Tyler. We had Tyler. It was Tyler Hero on that team and Duncan Robinson on that team. So it was anytime we get an offensive rebound, find them in the trail and then knock it down. This is a play. After he passes it, he pushes away to get space. They're in a zone right now. So look, they're in a 2-3 zone. 2-3 zone. In a 2-3 zone, what was supposed to be happening is number 3 goes over here and pushes this guy back down. They shouldn't double the ball. Number 3 runs over here. He pushes number 5 back down, and they rotate and adjust and shift back that way. In high school and middle school, they're going to guard a zone in a different way. I guess at most high school and middle school programs. The reason I say high school and middle school is because not everybody's going to teach this as a professional. In a zone, you don't guard a zone per se. You guard the people who are in that zone. But if you have nobody in your zone, that doesn't mean you're like, oh, I'm not going to guard anybody. I'm just going to stay over here in my zone. You need to adjust. You need to shift and things like that. So what needs to happen, number 3 pushes this guy here, right? Or potentially this guy could potentially say, yo, stay up on yours. But the way I learned zone is number 3 is going to push this guy down. Number 5 is going to go here. And during that time when they're shifting, when they're pushing, look, right? You see what happens? He shifts here. This guy tagged here. And let me go back even more. What time is it? I want to make sure we're good on time. We've got 15 minutes left. Right, they set a screen. You can screen a zone. When this guy is rolling, the opposite guard is going to collapse down and get this guy until somebody gets him, right? So the correct rotation is number 3 is going to push this guy down. Number 5 goes back here. This guy steps up, and then this guy could start playing free safety, potentially sit on the top of number 7's hip until, and top of number 7's hip, and he's also going to get out to Darius Acuff, and this guy's on the backside. He's doing the right thing. He's in the right place. He does need to have his head on a swivel and pay attention to who's cutting through, which he doesn't do. High post is open right here. 21 could fire that ball into the high post, and then this guy has to make a decision. This guy could potentially get in here, but number 7 has to hold him off, and this could be a pass in here, a lob up top, or a floater catch in the middle. He goes back right up top. They don't communicate, and look, now you have 2 guys floating at the ball. Acuff knocks it down. Great shooter. Bucket. He just happened to be open. This is why, in a zone, a great way to get out of a zone is you just shoot out of the zone. You shoot out of it. You shoot out of the zone. And if you're shooting so well, one of the reasons they don't play zone so much in the NBA is because guys can shoot so well. They're professional shooters. So it doesn't make sense to play in that way. I'll go over this ball screen right here. For those you guys who are, for you guys who are still on right now, what are takeaways so far? What are some things is this helpful what we're going over for you all?
So
Yeah. What? Say it again.
I think so.
Yeah. You think so?
Well, yeah, I do know.
Okay. All right.
I see how I can implement how he's playing into my own game,
Yeah.
but just by watching him.
Yeah, for sure. Malik, how about you? Malik, you there?
I taken away 2 things so far.
Like what? What are those 2 things?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I said the scout. Oh, wait, I'm lagging. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay. Did you hear my scouting reports? I said scouting reports. And how they can help you read your defender very well, and pass and push away, create space.
Mm-hmm. I think that one's a great one for you, just based off of the film that we watched on you earlier. That one's going to be great for you, being able to pass the ball and then create space. It was kind of like that one action that you showed me in your film of you passing the ball and potentially like getting it right back, you know? No, it was mostly, remember the one where you looked at the rim, shot faked, and you sprayed the ball to the corner to that guy and he was open?
Yeah, when you mentioned that, that's exactly what I thought about.
Yeah. Like if you're in a zone and the rotation, like a big steps up from the corner until his man pushes the big back down, you can space back out and make it difficult for the closeout when they come back to the rotation, right? And you catch and just knock down the shot. So let's see this one right here. Like, look, see how he's going to open space? I think Isaac is going to be helpful for you too. See how he's going to open space? Right? He doesn't cut to the basket. He's not, let me get in here. No, let me find the open space to find the open shot. Because there's a bunch of these on the court. So let's look at this action, right? Based off of the way the big is set up right now, what is the coverage going to be?
For the defense,
Good defense.
what they should do?
No, what are they in right now? What are the coverage? The defensive ball
Drop.
coverage. A drop, right? So on a drop, what's the first look as a guard?
Pull up.
Yeah, am I open? And the answer is yes. Because if this big does his job and screens this guy, he clears him out for you to be able to now make a read in a one-on-one game against this guy. So imagine these two guys aren't here anymore and you're playing one-on-one with this guy, you're Acuff, you're playing one-on-one against this guy. He has 2 feet in the paint. He didn't even put a hand up on the contest. Bucket. Easy read. Easy read. Look how high he's setting these screens, right? When you're a guard and you get these screens, I know I talked about this before, and I talked about this with Scotty when he was on. If you are getting a screen super high in the court as a guard, it gives you more opportunity to come downhill, make the read. Are you going to snake it? Are you going to attack the big? What type of coverage are they in? Can I shoot a pull-up 3? Can I hesitate and then go to the basket and shoot a pull-up or floater or get to the rim? Do I spray to the corner after I drive? All these different things give you options. Specifically what I'm referring to is if the screen were to happen right here and you take a dribble in and you shoot a pull-up, that's a 2. But in this situation, you get the screen right about here, see what happens, and now you can make a decision about what you're going to do. Right? He gets to a spot, plays ISO, plays one-on-one, and just gets to a spot. It's pretty much it. Simple reads. Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Cool.
Or
Why did he go at number 5?
or
What did they just do?
the switch.
And what do we talk about with switches? What do you read? What's your first read?
See if you're open, and then look at the advantages or the
Look at the
mismatches.
Attack the mismatch, right? So potentially we're looking at the slip, right? Is the slip open? No. They set it in a switch. He's not open right now. He doesn't necessarily have an advantage. Okay, I'm the primary ball handler. I'm a guard. And now a big came up and switched on to me. Now, although there are players of his size and his stature who can get this stopped, not every big is capable of being able to get the stop out of the perimeter. So what happens is, okay, I'm an ISO. You get out of my way, and I'm going to go to work on somebody who's not used to guarding out here. Bucket. See how Acuff? Where does Acuff go? The whole time. The whole time. There's going to get to a point, and I know we talked about habits and stuff like that before, Isaac, especially with you. Your mom had asked, like, okay, like, what's the benefit of continuing to go out into space when the rest of the team isn't spacing correctly, right? This is the benefit because eventually you're going to play on an Arkansas, Alabama type squad where you have players who hold the spacing and the coach holds you accountable to do those things. And you back up out to the 3-point line. You stay wide. You don't just get to the 3-point line. You get above the 3-point line so you could step into your shot. That's very important. Bucket. Again, this is another mismatch against somebody who's not used to guarding out there. Bucket. A lot of his shots, and we've done breakdowns like this before where I just have you all watch the film and I just stay silent. You're able to tell what type of shots he's getting up, in the sense of the majority of his buckets have come from open threes, from what I've seen. Where's my open threes? He's had a couple transition buckets, right? He's had a couple transition lays, and mid range, right? Those are the three places in which he's operated out of. Bucket gets by him. I want to break this down again. You got to think again. He just scored against this guy. He just scored against this guy before. So he's probably going to try to take advantage of the mismatch. Also, his team's down 6 points now with 5 minutes left. That does play a role, but maybe there's a foul count as well. Alabama's in the bonus. Arkansas is not in the bonus. I don't know how many fouls they have. No, I don't know how many. They have the possession arrow. I don't know how many fouls they have, though. Bucket. Come on. Comes up and gets the ball. He goes all the way up top and gives himself space. See how patient he is? See, Isaac, see how he's taking a lot of dribbles, but you see how he's also not taking a lot of dribbles?
So then I use like decisive with him.
He's decisive with it, right? Like you on the perimeter, the clip that we watched earlier, when you caught it and you dragged the ball out, you see how he's taking these dribbles? He's not necessarily in a rush to get anywhere. He's taking a couple. Okay, what are we doing? All right, now let me give myself space to think about it. He has number 5 on him again. Mismatch, bucket. He's patient. I think Arkansas actually loses this game.
Yeah.
I think so. They go to overtime. He's a tough one right here. Yeah, he had a tough one. I remember. I think they maybe lost in overtime. But again, high ball screen. Big fella is not used to guarding out here. He's not used to guarding out here. They switch it. Usually at the end of the clock, your coach will tell you, especially in a college program, they'll tell you like switch everything, right? Under 16 seconds, switch everything because we don't want to give up a wide open shot on the back end. So, or on the backside. So, you're just going to switch. And if you know that offensively, okay, they're going to switch on me. I just want the ball screen to be high enough where this guy isn't used to being able to come out this far. And you got options right here where if you're just making reads, you know, I posted a video before called the AB Decision Matrix on YouTube. And you all know this AB Decision Matrix before. Malik, we were going through, no, who was it? Isaac, we were going through it earlier in terms of the conversation you were going to have with your coach, right? You make the read, you make the right read, you make the wrong read. Your coach either has a good thing to say or a bad thing to say, right? And then we'd pick after that, what's the next read, what's the next thing we're doing, and all those different things, right? So if he goes here, the switch happens. He made sure to set the screen high enough or call the screen high enough. Probably told his big that. The big knows it. He sets the screen high enough, right? The big isn't necessarily setting the screen to roll and get on the rim. He's setting it to get the advantage. And you can kind of see that. He is going to roll in the rim, but it's not as important. You see he pops there, okay? So let's go back. Sets a really high ball screen. And you got two options here. Either he stays put and I shoot the pull-up in his face, or he presses me and I have what type of advantage against him? Aside from the three types of advantages: horizontal, vertical, and physical, right? Acuff has what type of advantage on this guy?
Horizontal.
Yeah, he's quicker than him. So if he presses up, boom, I go by him. If he presses up, this guy potentially helps out the corner. This guy has a game-tying three, or I could just shoot it myself, which he does. Tough one, bucket. See how he goes out, creates a space. He's not in a rush to do anything. He's guarding somebody he's not used to guard him. Makes the right play. You never want to help out from the same side corner. It's the easiest shot in basketball to make. Easiest, right? Your help comes from the weak side because eventually Acuff is trying to get where? Trying to get to where? Yeah, which means this guy from the weak side corner is going to have to help in, not the same side corner. Granted, he's helping at the nail, but he's way too high up in my opinion. Also, remember we were talking about shot readiness before? This is how you need to look, Isaac.
Yeah.
This guy's ready. Catch. Walk up. Give me that. .77 action. 77 is a double ball screen up top. Kind of slips the first one. They switch it. This guy sets a chest screen on this guy to get number 7 a wide open shot. Let's see if he throws this back. I think he does. No, he doesn't. Gets by him. Because the bats try to get fouled. There's one. There's two. It's a 77 action, but the first one was the second one was a ghost screen, which means he just ran through. It was a fake screen. It was like non-existent. Not used to guarding him. Let's see what happens. 1-on-1. See how patient he is? See how many times, like, Isaac, I want you to keep your dribble alive. I know I talked to you about this, Malik. This is going to be helpful for you too. But I know we talked about keeping the dribble alive, right? Like, look, keeps the dribble alive. It's not there. I don't like it. I still got time on the clock. Let me pull the ball out, attack him again. I want you all to be this patient. This is why ball handling is so important. You're not in a rush to pick the ball up. You don't ever need to be in a rush. Good pass. His head up. Bucket. Oh, this is a double. I think they did lose. They went to double overtime. Step up screen. This guy's not used to it. So what are you trying to think about? If they're in a drop, first look, am I open? He picked up the ball there, came back to get it. They switch out. This guy has really happy feet, number 2. By happy feet, he's just he's not super secure. See how he's hopping around? If you see their feet like that, you just kill them. Eat them alive. Don't play with your food. Just, okay, what am I getting to? See what he's going to do. Pull. Hey, foul. Just one-on-one. Just make the right reads. Bucket. Yeah, they did lose. It's a quick turnaround. He finds the shooter. I think he knocks it down, actually. Goes to the rim, punches on it. I want to see that pass again. He slips out. Make the read. I think another read, I've heard this before. If you could see the defender's chest, your guy's open. The guy's potentially open. If you see this guy, if your guy is next to you, you can see the other defender's chest. Chances are the other guy's open. Bad closeout. Lets him middle. Dunks. See if they go stop. This is called this is not a 4 flat, but this is technically, it's kind of like a 4 flat. 4 flat, what it is as professionals is I'm high and 4 people are flat. Corner, block, block, corner. This guy's up at the wing, so it's technically not a 4 flat, but it's just to flatten out the defense. I go ISO, and I can get to one of the elbows without somebody helping a whole lot. Look how high the ball screen is again. He snakes it. How should they run this, in my opinion? I think it's still scored potentially. He lifts him up high. The reason he's lifting him up high so he's not down here when he snakes it. It's a very smart play. Because if he had this guy low, number 0 would be able to dig. Now he's not able to dig because he's up high. He snakes it. I'm not mad at it. If I were this guy, I'd set a Gortat screen, which I think he eventually does. 0 kind of lets Acuff get back in front. What a Gortat screen is, and I'll explain that in just a second. I would slow down here, to be quite honest with you. I want to feel Acuff potentially and just understand like where he is behind me on my left hip or my right hip. So I have the ball here, right? And then from there, I'm waiting on my big to roll. He rolls. I snake it. I may be going back into Acuff to create some space. Now I'm coming downhill because I'm not in a rush, right? Because he doesn't make contact, he lets Acuff get back in front of him. Acuff does a great job of doing that. Like I said, this guy's high, which means his defender has to be high, and he can't be low to dig when he attacks at the right elbow right here. A Gortat screen, what that is this guy screening his own man and ducking into him so that when 0 comes around the corner and snakes it, which he already done, but when he comes around the corner right here to go to the basket, this guy is blocking the help defender from getting to the basket. But Acuff gets back in front. They play good enough defense. I don't think they get a stop, but they're in scramble mode. They don't really get a great shot up. Let's see what eventually happens. 3, 2, rebound. Give me the ball. Ooh,
Oh,
that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Let's see what they should have done. But you see how patient. I don't think they had a timeout. No, they didn't have any timeouts left. Damn, Alabama had 3 timeouts left. That's crazy. That was good. Yeah. Crosses over. See how he goes back into him? No, he doesn't go back into him. I just think Acuff is more patient in the pick and roll than this. Not a pick and roll, but just coming up the court with the ball than the opposite guard was on Alabama. All right, first and foremost, I want you to think about where space is, right? Acuff's just trying to get a bucket himself. In this situation, let's look at where all the space is. All the space is on this side of the court. He eventually comes back to the right side of the court, right? Could he have got over there initially, or did he cut him off? Let's see. It's the last thing we'll see. I think he potentially could have got there, to be quite honest with you. This is his top foot right here, so he potentially could attack the top foot and got down to the right side. So, no, this is my thought process there. He's still able to get a tough shot off. I think for me in this situation, I'd probably shoot a 2-foot fadeaway going baseline so that I'm more stable than a runner off the glass. That's tough. But, I mean, each player's different. He had a great game. He had 49 points, which is really impressive. Just comes up short sometimes. So, anyways, fellas, that's it for this one. Now, if you're a parent and you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click the link down below. And I want to send you those free resources like the free post-game car ride framework to really help you make the most out of those awkward post-game car rides and best support your teenager as they continue to move forward in basketball. Or if you just want to stick around and watch another video, now check out this video next. I go over why AJ Dybantsa was the #1 pick in this past year's NBA draft and how specifically your teenager can be learning how to read the game the same way AJ does, whether they have the athletic ability or not, to be able to be a dominant force on the basketball court. I'll see you there. Peace.